think there can be a perception that artists are more like architects in that they start with a plan, a detailed plan, and then they build to the plan. Whereas I seem to be more like an archaeologist, scrabbling around in the dirt looking for treasure. Today is a sketchbook day. It's my first proper day back in my studio since having a pause over Christmas, and I don't know what I'm doing. I thought I would take you with me as I just have a bit of a play about. Try and find that creative spark. I have really low expectations of today. I am not going to put myself under any pressure to do anything significant. I'm just going to get my hands in and my materials out. That's basically my ambition for today. Do a bit of playing around and see where it takes me. I often find that ideas come to me in the doing, not the thinking about the doing. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I found this page in my sketchbook, which was a watercolour study inspired by the memory of a Paul Klee painting, which I shared in a previous video. And I loved the process, but I didn't love the outcome of my particular pages. So I think what I might do today is just see if I can rework this using different materials, combining different materials, and see what happens, really. It's something that I'm really not wedded to. I don't love where it is at the moment, so it doesn't really matter where it ends. And that's the philosophy that I'm wanting to bring to my creativity. The showing up, the doing something, the getting my hands in, noticing what I'm enjoying, noticing what I'm liking. That's my attitude today. And I think that is a generative attitude that will help me get going in my creativity and find the next, obsession or fascination. But you have to start somewhere, don't you? And I want to start small and easy. I painted this in watercolour, so I'm just thinking what to use. I might use acrylic paint over the top. I might make a right hot mess. Come with me as I make a total mess of my sketchbook. Yes! I have to have my hands doing something, cutting, sticking, painting, drawing, whatever it is, and then I find the momentum in what I'm doing rather than having a big grand plan and working towards it. But we're all different, aren't we? We all have different ways of nurturing our creative spark and getting going. And mine is to do something small, look back through my sketchbooks. And I think that's why sketchbooks can be so valuable. They are a brilliant library of ideas. They are a filing cabinet of all the things that I have previously been interested in, wanting to explore, and I can look back and use that resource as a way to get me going on the days where my get up and go has got up and gone. So over the years I have become much better at being less concerned about the outcome of this kind of creative experiment. The valuable info and insight is in what I have discovered in the doing, not how the finished thing looks. So in a way, how the finished thing looks doesn't matter. It's, did I find out something in the experimenting? And it can be that I've discovered a way that materials interact, or the way a colour layers over another colour, or the quality of a line, or an interesting mark. It doesn't have to be the whole finished double page spread looks great. It can just be a tiny little morsel of info that excites me and interests me. We're looking for treasure. We're looking for tiny little moments of treasure, and sometimes it's a whole load of dust and dirt. I might be taking my archaeology analogy a bit far. Oh, it feels hard today. I couldn't set up the camera. I couldn't find my microphone. Couldn't get the tripod to work. So this is where this page has got to. As soon as I added the horizontal brown at the bottom, it read as a bit of a landscape. So it's a very sort of abstract, wonky, blobby, splodgy landscape in my eyes. I was super speedy, very gestural. I didn't even put any paint on my palette. I literally just smeared paint onto my brush or directly onto the page. I was wanting to reduce the friction. I really thought if I'm going to have to lay out a whole palette and do a big clear up, I probably won't even get started. I really just made it easy for myself. Thought, what could be the easiest way for me to get going quickly and speedily? And, you know, look, I've just smeared acrylic paint over the top of an existing watercolour painting. But there are things and moments in this new double page spread that I'm really enjoying. I'm really liking the echo of the watercolour underneath the acrylic paints. There's some of the colour sort of conversations that I'm also really particularly liking. The yellow with the pink and the overall colour combinations are really pleasing. It's got me going, it's got me started, and I'm thinking about what other things that I'm liking in here, the tiny little moments and morsels, and whether that can then lead me to my next activity. And we'll see. So I'm just still waiting for this to dry, and whilst I was waiting for it to dry, I've been looking back through some of my sketchbooks from last year. Oh look, just these colours here are really reminiscent of these colours here. So maybe there's something in that colour combination that I need to revisit. There's something that's still calling to me about these colours. So that's given me a bit of information that I can then use when I decide what to do next. So this double page spread from last year was made predominantly with coloured pencils, and this page has now dried. It's given me the idea that I might add some colour pencil detail to this page, so that's what I'm going to do. So I've just been looking back through my sketchbooks and noticing some of the shapes or ideas or subject matters or materials that are calling to me now. And one of the things that I have noticed is that actually quite a few of my sketchbooks are not finished. I really want to finish up unfinished sketchbooks this year, to basically go back to any sketchbooks that I've abandoned or forgotten about or left behind and bring them all with me this year, so that none of the pages are left blank and empty. I think there is something really wonderful about a full sketchbook, and there's no need to buy a new sketchbook if I've still got some blank pages in existing sketchbooks. So that's just a note to myself to not buy new sketchbooks when there are already pages waiting for things to be created on them in some of my existing sketchbooks. I can sometimes be guilty of that new sketchbook allure, the sense of possibility, the sense of promise, the sense of a new shiny sketchbook, and I just want to go back and fill in some of the sketchbooks that I've just sort of left behind. So that's one of the things that has just occurred to me today. And there are a couple of things that I started at the back end of last year. This tiny little sketchbook made from one piece of paper that I started drawing in and haven't filled up or finished. So I think that might be another thing that I do today. Just add in a few more marks, a few more bits of collage, give myself tiny, small, pleasing and playful activities that can get the ball rolling. So that is my encouragement to you if you are struggling to get back into your creativity. Make it as fun and easy and small and low key and low effort.
Lean into the tension for release. Good things come with ease. Don't resist. Thoughts and words hold power to make life. You will always win if you keep your peace.
It's really in the doing that I find the way in. I find the momentum. I find the little things that are exciting me, and I can bring all those small things together and they can create something interesting, hopefully. So that's what I'm up to at the moment in my creativity. So this is where I'm at the moment. Quite enjoying the pencil over the acrylic paint, over the watercolour. There's some sort of sensibilities in the way the materials are interacting that I'm enjoying. It's sort of feeling a bit like a desert landscape now to me. And who thought that when I began today that I'd be drawing a desert landscape? Because it's freezing outside. I've got all of my jumpers on. That's how days go, isn't it, in the sketchbook? And I hope if you are perhaps struggling with yours or just wanting to find an entry point, that you find something really small and fun to get you started. Because it always helps to get the ball rolling, doesn't it?